she doesn't look like a bad looking woman. She seems like a nice looking woman, but man, to me, I don't know if she can ever have a good wholesome relationship with another man again. Just to listen to her conversation, man, because of how bad he really hurt that woman.
Is Derek Jackson's estranged wife says she knew several other women's bodies better than her own following his infidelities. Derek Jackson is a YouTuber. He's made a name for himself in a lot of ways. So many people have different perspectives about him. I don't know the guy, so I'm not trying to judge nobody, but he has been in the media. And, he had that whole scandal, whatever was going on with that. And so his wife spoke out. I'm assuming over the weekend, we're probably just seeing a clip, but she spoke out. I'm going to play a clip of what she had to say. Some of the guys on the panel have seen it. Others have not. So I want to open up discussion for the men. I want to get you guys' perspectives. We often hear what ladies have to say, so I'm just curious what the men think about it. And let's go ahead and play this clip and dive into it. What do you?
I became a shell of myself. I didn't know who I was. I actually have a couple posts on my page where I have a post that says, I knew her body better than I knew my own.
Stop. Let that sit there. You said you knew another woman's body better than you knew your own.
Yes, several women. I knew several other women's bodies better than I knew my own. And I spent a lot of time, like I went in such a deep hole where I was like studying these women. I would go to their profiles and I would study their pages and like what they wear. I knew when they had met up. So I watched their videos of them having sex. So I would try to imitate that and recreate that in our relationships so that he could choose me and want me. And that is a low point to be. And I'm tearing up a little bit because I hate that I even got to a point where that was a thing, but that it was just that. And so I knew several other women's bodies better than I knew my own. I completely lost myself. I became a shell of myself. I tried to imitate their hair, their actions, even sexual things that I had seen him doing with them. I tried to recreate that in our life when we were engaged, and none of it amounted to anything.
All right, that's the clip, fellas. Let's go ahead and talk about it. I want to get you guys' immediate reactions. What are your thoughts about what was said? What came to mind? Just want to pick you guys' brains for a little bit. Spider, you seem like you're getting up senses. So let me go ahead and start with you.
This is just funny to me because I've been making videos about Derek Jacks for the past 4 years. And, the guy consistently made videos about how a man should be, how a man is supposed to act, how a man should work with his wife when he's having issues, what have you. And here we have, his estranged wife just showcasing the buffoonery that is Derek Jacks in just full display. And I just find it to be so hilarious because he's one of the people out there that's consistently pushing a message that's just not 100%. You can tell it's a lie, and it's just wonderful to hear it out there for everybody to listen to.
Okay, all right. So that was about Derek Jackson, but I want to pick your brain about what she actually said. Let me get some insight about that.
Oh, about what she said specifically.
Yeah.
I find it unfortunate that she was put into a predicament where she was the other woman, and she played the game of, maybe I can be good enough if I try to be. It's sad. A lot of girls will do that. The fame, the money, what have you. They'll try their best to try and do a fixer-rooney on a guy that definitely doesn't deserve it. And, end up in the situation that she's in. I tell girls all the time, if a guy doesn't give you attention, maybe you should focuses somewhere else. But again, unfortunately, a lot of girls will try to fix a guy or try to change a guy or be what that guy wants, but they're just not that. It's unfortunate. It's sad to see.
Okay. Sean Antonio, what are your thoughts about it?
Man, I can't lie, man. I empathize with her, man. Just you could hear you could just hear the defeat in her voice. You could hear it almost sounds like she blames herself. You just hearing everything, to hear a woman say that she knew other women's bodies better than she knew her own. To hear her say she had to watch this man have sex, and then in her mind convince herself that she's inadequate and that she has to emulate what she saw in that. And just being real as a person who's always been a terrible boyfriend, not the best husband in the world. It really makes you makes you think about some of the things that you've done, because when you're in that mindset, it doesn't matter who the woman is or how great of a woman she is. When you own that, you just own that, and you don't think about the carnage that you're leaving behind. You don't think about the scars. You don't think about any of the damage until you really step back and you realize the effect you had on a person that you say you love, a person that you would probably lay your life down for. You would treat them that badly. So I empathize with her. I really do, and I feel bad for people like myself and other people who put people through stuff like that.
I appreciate that. Brother Hank, what are your thoughts about it? Derek Jackson, a strange wife.
Yeah, I mean, I echo what Sean just shared. I mean, and think about it, she doesn't look like a bad looking woman. She seems like a nice looking woman, but man, to me, I don't know if she can ever have a good wholesome relationship with another man again. Just to listen to her conversation, man, because of how bad he really hurt that woman. He hurt her bad, and you could just hear it in the voice. How she described it, and where she has no confidence in herself at all, to the point where she was like Sean said, she was watching videos of him being intimate with the other women and trying to emulate the actions and the activities and their styles of dress and clothing and all of that. Man, that's crazy. So, man, I don't know. You feel real bad for her, but in essence, I'm surprised she didn't leave sooner. I'm surprised she stuck around as long as she did. Now, I don't know what type of, how bad he really had her brainwashed, because that's what it seemed like. He really had her brainwashed to stay around that long as she did and put up with what she did. I wouldn't fault if she left. I wouldn't at all. So that man, like I said, she sounded real bad. Yeah, I don't see her having without some serious therapy. I don't see her getting into a serious relationship at all. Not with any type man. No.